was confusing, so we wrote our book.
Based off of
He's got the stuff, so it's very funny, just to see everyone recognizes that B's book is the main go-to on it. All right, now, next semester, okay, traditionally, I've used this book by Moo. So next semester is gonna be the first time I'm not using Moo. We're gonna use McKnight, who was written just a year or two ago. McKnight in this series. The reason we're gonna use McKnight is he's gonna show you what exegetes are doing today, more so than Moo. He's gonna take you into worlds you might have no care for at all, but that's where everyone is living. He's gonna live in the world of Second Temple literature and historical cultural background. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. So I'm excited to work through this one. All the stuff that we worked on, like grammar and syntax, you'll almost find in the footnote. That is footnote 544. The genitive here is either adjectival or objective. All the kind of category, he pushes them into the footnote, unless it's worthy of a bigger discussion, then he keeps it up there. But all of those things that are like forming why he reads it the way he reads it are here in great detail. So he's got the pieces that we need to be looking at. So we're gonna take a look at this one. So that'll be a new one for me. Once again, this series is there. This is the one on Colossians. This isn't required. This is the one on Colossians. Again, we're trying to work through how to take this participle, like whatever. Okay, that was good. The book that I forgot to bring down is the book by Clinton Arnold. So this time I put it on the required. Last couple times I just put it on the recommended. It's a heavy book that works on the historical cultural background of Colossians. If you don't know what numismatics refers to, then you will by the time you finish that book. But it's an attempt for us to look at the historical cultural background. If you're tight on your budget, I think there are 3 copies in the library. I think I have 2 copies myself. Okay, if you're not a book hound and you don't want to get it, then check that one out. That's the one that I would suggest. Or ask me. I got a copy of it. You can read it even before class starts this time. Normally, I had you guys read that in one weekend. You weren't allowed, but I'm going to change that. I'm informing you now. If you want to work on that book before the semester starts, that's fine too. It's about a 300-page. Again, it's a historical investigation of what religious life in the Lycus Valley looked like. Okay, the Lycus Valley is where Colossae was from, and he's looking at numismatics. He's looking at coins. The coins will tell you what religious life looked like. Just trust me. Just trust me. All right. And so he's going to introduce a word to you. It's a word that you need to know when you look at the book of Colossians, and it's the word syncretism. Yeah. But his view is that the Colossian heresy is a form of Jewish, as well with popular folklore, syncretistically combined and being fleshed out on the Colossians, and that's
translating through the whole book.
Yeah. So we translate. But so I can only ask 50 words. I can only get like 5. So I thought it'd be good for you guys taking Hebrew. Maybe they'll have Hebrew and Greek on the same day. No questions? Okay. Let's take a look at your final. Your final looks like this. Okay. Once again, I got 50 vocab. 50 vocab. Now, I have tried make modifications coming from lists 7 through 11. They're supposed to be cumulative, but since I can only ask 50 words, I can only get like 5 from the earlier list, so I just said, all right. So there might be a word from chapter 6, list 6. So I tried to clean that up, but from vocab, 50 vocab. Okay, don't forget, vocab are the free throws. So don't shack your free throws. Don't shack. Don't send it to the line, it's turtle. Okay. vocab. As you're writing it in, it's not multiple choice where you guys see the A stuff. By the way, next semester's vocabulary will be like this semester. So it'll be the vocabulary of Colossians, but it'll also be multiple choice on that. All right, now, where you want to make sure you spend some time reviewing would be the grammar notes, which would be those notes that I gave you guys. So those notes cover things like verbal aspect, prepositions and conjunctions, participles, nominative, accusative, infinitive, dative. Remember those? We talked about those. You don't have to remember all the categories. But with verbal aspect, you should know, you should work through that one again. You should work through it with respect to the terms that are there. Remember grammaticalize, remember semantics, pragmatics, all of minimalism, maximalism, all of those words that were in that section. We talked about the verbal aspect. You should know aspectually, perfective, imperfective, stative. Remember the discussion of time. So we'll read through that one, verbal aspect. Prepositions and conjunctions. Prepositions and conjunctions. Now, you will not be allowed to use your cheat sheet. Okay, now, that was low. That one just came up this morning. Stop the measure. Okay, there's only one preposition that I'm asking you to identify. Okay, so the reason being is there's some questions that involve what's on the chart in the test, and you will be able to figure it out without the chart. Okay, but that leaves you in a bad place regarding the categories for participles, the nominatives, accusatives, and yeah. Okay, for all of the ones that are in brown, they're going to be matching. So the names are on the test. So here's the section on the accusatives. I'm going to put an accusative in there. God loved the world. And then I'm going to say what kind of accusative. And right next to it is going to be all of your accusative options. So it's like the cheat sheet is on the test.
Sweet.
See what I'm saying? Except for prepositions and conjunctions. So learn the preposition. Don't learn the prepositions. There's too many of them for you to remember all the categories. But look over those conjunctions. For instance, if I said this was an adjunctive conjunction, how would you translate it? Also, if I said this was a contrastive conjunction, how would you translate it? Okay, so that's what I'm going to be doing on the test. Okay, so once I do that, then the cheat sheet is irrelevant. See what I'm saying? Yeah. I have provided for you. I'm protecting you. I'm guarding you. So the evil of Greek grammar will not touch you. Okay? So that's what these guys are. That's what these guys are doing. Okay? The categories will be there for you to process. But review what those categories are. What is a double accusative? What is a dative of manner? What is a participle of purpose? Make sure you know those so that when you see them, you're going to identify. Okay? Then finally, last page, like always, We'll have a translation. The translation comes from the second half of the semester.
Yeah, where this?
Yeah, comes from the second half of the semester, just want to make sure. So second half of the semester, we started at 313. So somewhere between 313 and 521. Memorize that in NASB, and it'll look like your translation is authentic, okay? Translation, I've got 3 words to parse, and then dun, dun, dun. I've got about 10 words for you to tag. They'll be in context. By the way, if you translate the hot tea as because, feel free to use your translation to guide you in figuring out how you use hot tea content. No, if you translate because and say it's causing. I know sometimes you don't know which one is which, so you gotta do, you go for both. I gotta edge my best. Yeah, just get it right, and then you don't have to worry about that. All right. Also, bonus, you'll notice what's not on here. This is, so you don't need to bring that cheat sheet either. Everybody all right? Okay, couple things. You don't even need your Greek New Testament. I have the Greek text in there. I have all the other Greek texts in it. Now, the section of Greek has vocab that you know. So it might look like a word that you don't know, but you know it. So you don't need any help that way. That's all of the examples. If it's an example, I have the translation there for you to figure out what are you doing with that. You can see it in action. All right. Okay. Any questions? Good question. It's due on the 1st, 2 weeks from today.
Any specific time or?
Well, 2 weeks from today. 2 weeks from today. That's the time. All right. I didn't look like this had the link in the better. So besides I'm sick, so I don't have dreams already. So don't cheat. Don't have your wife go.
So I understand.
1 through 50 is okay. Yeah. So final, no helps, no text script, do 12-1. That's English.
So if I come
I
in,
didn't put it in Greek, and I'll make sure it comes across. So I'm giving it to you now, and you guys can take it anytime before that. You don't want to study for this over your Thanksgiving break, that's good. You don't have to.
You want me to take Floyd's stuff?
Is he coming back on Thursday?
mm-mm.
He's gone.
Well, not just. Good question.
Yeah, I'll see him Sunday. I'll probably see him Sunday.
Oh, he's not coming back for Hebrew?
Well, there is no Tuesday next week.
Okay. Oh, and that's his only other.
You won't be here Thursday.
Okay.
But he'll say it.
All right, Floyd. I'll give you the book one.
Okay.
Watch out for your phone.
All
All right, if you want to, that'd be fine. That'd be fine. All right. So that's it for us this semester. Any other thoughts or questions? Everyone know where we're going now next semester? All right, try to get the silly books like I said earlier. But I got a new book that I have to make, so. Okay, that's your exam. Bring by. Like I said, you can bring by early, Pete. I imagine tomorrow morning. So, no, you're gonna study.